got the question the other day, do I believe that financial collapse is imminent? And what is my opinion on that? Well, here's my 2 cents on the subject. I would say that yes, things are looking pretty bad. Now, the stock market was doing great, and now it is just tanking and tanking. But we were having a really good go of it for probably the last 10 years or so. And so you can't expect everything to just keep going up all the time. And even with that, the stock market is still higher than what it's averaged over the last 100 years anyway. So could the stock market totally tank? Yeah, it could. Does it look like it's totally tanking at the moment? Well, it looks like it, but do I think it will? I'll be honest, I don't know for sure. Gas prices are really rising now. It's fairly obvious that our president doesn't want to take the measures needed to lower the gas prices. So we just have to live with the fact that he is the one in office right now. He is the one choosing not to allow drilling in this country at this time, which that would pretty much take care of all of our gas issues if we just went back to drilling on our own land. So because he's making that choice, and because we chose him as president, supposedly, this is the consequences of those votes. We knew it would happen. He said it would happen even before he got into the office. He said that he was basically going to take down the petroleum sector of our economy even before he was president. He said it, guys. He's totally convinced that somehow having all these electric cars, which our grid cannot support, but that are made with all these fossil fuels, is going to somehow save the environment. Don't know what he's smoking. But, guys, that's what we're stuck with, at least for the next 2 years. So, do I think there's going to be an all-out total collapse? Well, I don't think there's going to be an all-out total collapse. I do think that inflation is going to just keep getting worse. Gas prices are just going to keep getting worse. And that we need to just hunker down and realize that this is life. This is how we're going to have to live now. And how are we going to deal with that? So let me give you a few tips on how to deal with rising inflation. First of all, you are going to have to figure out how to make ends meet. I watched another YouTuber, I think it was Economic Ninja. He was talking about how pawn shops have all kinds of stuff coming into them right now for people just to pay the rent. And I was listening to him and I was like, dude, you're saying the same thing we're saying. You have got to figure out how you're going to either make more money or cut back your expenses. This is absolutely nothing new. $1,500 for a 1 or 2 bedroom apartment is steep. Yes, I get that. But what are some things you can do? You could move. You could get roommates. You could get a second job. You could get some things sold and actually sell them. Don't just pawn them. I've never understood why people just pawn stuff. That is a huge waste of money. Just sell the extra stuff you have. That's my next tip. Sell the extra stuff you have. If you have extra cars, if you have extra toys, right now people are still buying them. So if you have extra toys that you can get rid of, like those extra cars, the expensive car, get rid of the expensive car and get a cheaper car. The expensive house, get rid of the expensive house and get a cheaper house. The expensive apartment, get a cheaper apartment. You may have to move. It's going to be uncomfortable. Yes, this is something you can get through, but it's going to take some hard work. Next, you may have to get a second or third job. I don't know why this generation thinks that if they work more than 40 hours a week, they're just going to absolutely fall over and die. My mom was working 60 to 80 hours a week with 2 kids at home as a single mom. I have zero sympathy for people who come home after 40 hours of work and they're griping and complaining about how tired they are. Get me a violin, please. It's really not that bad. You can work a second or third job, or heaven forbid, go find a better job. People are begging for workers now. They're begging for workers. There is no shortage of work anywhere. Yes, could they start laying people off because prices are going up and they aren't able to afford them? Yes, but that's not happening right now. So this is something that you can still do right now to get your income higher than your expenses and get some things paid off, which is my next tip. Get out of debt now. If you have an expensive house, sell your expensive house and get a cheaper house. If you cannot afford your expensive house, if you have an expensive car, sell your expensive car and get a cheaper car. We've had the same car for 10 or so years now. It's over 20 years old and we're still driving the one car. We've had one car basically. We have another pickup, but it's not really reliable. We have basically just lived with one car with a family of 3 drivers. It's okay to have one car. Yeah, it takes some maneuvering, but you can do it. All the froofy stuff is gonna have to go. Getting your hair done, getting your nails done, going golfing, going to the shooting range unless you're practicing to defend your home. That's a totally different thing. But just going hunting, just for the fun of it. Vacations. Sorry guys, we keep hearing all these people saying, oh, it's been 2 years since we've had a vacation. What am I gonna do? Guys, seriously, you can live without a vacation. For thousands of years, people never had a vacation. A vacation is a new thing, just starting in the 1900s, maybe late 1800s, did some people have a vacation. But guys, vacations were not a standard thing until the 1950s, somewhere around there. I don't know why people think they need to have a vacation all the time. Just get a grip and realize you don't have the money. You aren't going to be able to be doing this right now. Now, I know that's kind of harsh and I know you don't like to hear it, but that is just the way things are. You have to accept that things have changed. Your expenses have changed. Your income may need to change. You may need to get rid of some things and stop doing some things. You are not gonna die if you have to do these things. I'm not saying it's fun. I'm not saying it's pleasant. My mom, when she was raising my brother and I alone, did not have an easy time, or she wasn't running around smelling the roses. She was working. We had no help from anyone, and she was the only one supporting us. You are going to have to step up to the plate and figure out what you need to do to either make more money or cut your expenses. But you can get through this. Comment below and let me know what you notice that people could sell if they really wanted to, because I know a lot of my viewers are extremely frugal and we can see things that others don't. Some people think that four-wheeler is a necessity or that $80,000 truck is a necessity, and we can see that it's not. So comment and let me know what you see that other people could sell to help get their expenses under control. Before we go to the next tip, would you guys please hit the subscribe and the like and the little bell and share this video so that we can help others out too. Next is learn new skills. I had someone email me the other day and she was like, now no judging, Tara, but my husband and I don't cook at home and I have a big stockpile, but what am I supposed to do with all this food? I was like, well, at least she admits it. And I told her, I said, you're going to have to just start using your food. Otherwise, just leave it in your basement or wherever it's at and just consider it your emergency food. If you're eating out and you don't cook at home, then your stockpile is just going to be there sitting for emergency, and you're just going to have to throw out what you don't use and replace it every 2 to 3 years. But learn new skills. If you're eating out because you don't know how to cook, get a really good cookbook like our Dining on a Dime cookbooks. Guys, 25% off right now. Super easy, super quick recipes. Most of them have 5 ingredients or less, so you're in and out of the kitchen. 15 minutes prep time is all that most of them take. Learn those recipes so you can save money by cooking at home and knowing different ways to use your stockpile so food is not going to waste. Learn how to do maintenance on your car. Learn how to cut your boys' hair. I have a video on how to cut boys' hair. It's in the description below and up here. Mow your own grass. You may have to let your grass go dormant and not water it so you're not spending money on water. You may not have a perfectly green lawn. And I totally get it. Some HOAs require that, but you may have to move if you can't afford that. So learn new things and learn how to do things yourself so you're not spending money that you don't have on unnecessary items. Now, I had one lady say, well, it costs $20 for somebody to mow my yard and I make $40 working. Wouldn't it pay for me to pay someone to do my yard? Yes, if you're going to actually spend that extra time working and you can work the extra 20 or 40 hours a week, then yes, go ahead and do that. Do the math. But most people that I know don't do that. And they still work their 40 hours and they don't have another job after work that's making more than just mowing the lawn themselves. Next, cut out all the unnecessary foods like your sodas, your bottled water. 95% of the United States has perfectly fine tap water. There's no reason for you to be buying bottled water at all. There's no reason for you to be buying soda and juice and the excess coffees. All of those things can be cut out. Guys, go watch this video right here to give you more ideas on saving money and stocking up. Visit us at livingonadime.com.